Yo, this is episode 7, figuring shit out.
Yeah, we live, baby.
We got our, how many is this? Third guest, fourth guest? I'm losing count now.
I don't know, but it's another guess. How about that?
We got Sheena Lynn, CEO, fashion mogul, fashion designer of Kemet Clothing, and also e-commerce business coach.
Hey, girl, hey.
How you doing?
How
you doing?
I'm good.
I go by Bunee Flacs. You know me. I got my silversyndicate.org. Hit that up. We got lucidperspective.com, a media company. Then we got bunnyflocks.com, cybersecurity training. Hit those up if you're interested. We got King Arthur on the line. What's going on?
What up, folks? How y'all doing? Y'all know me. Unify and Thrive is the motto. Y'all know what I'm about. 2020faces.com, the LED mask. Got the Envy Grindstone, the kids.
Kids in the back. It's all good.
It is bedtime, big dog. She hollering, boy. Yeah. So envygrindstone.com is where I teach the kids computer literacy. You know what I mean? We back summer 23 with some 3D printing, some drones, some AI learning, and Cuddy app, cuddyapp.com. Check out the Cuddy app. On-demand services for barber and stylist to you, wherever you at, whenever you're ready. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm all about.
Word. And we got Sheena Lynn on the show today. What's going on, Sheena?
How you doing? I'm busy. Well, I'm starting to get busy again. Let's just say that. So working on the summer launch, working on the consulting business for e-commerce and coaching.
Right.
I got a little special project that I'm also working on with a business partner. I can't speak on that right now because
Okay,
we haven't cleared everything for that.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a couple of things that I'm trying to put into play to get jumped off the ground in 2022, so that way it can be effective and profitable in 2023. So just keeping myself busy. I told you, trying to make my first $1 million. So.
Let's go. That's what we gonna do. That's what we all here for, right? We're so
definitely.
You can share the information with everybody, right? Somebody get there, right? Because I'm trying to get there too.
I got a step by step. I just got to work on the remaining steps. But it's definitely a goal.
Word. So we got Kemet Clothing, right? Let's talk about Kemet Clothing for a little bit. Mm-hmm. When did that start? What's your origination story? Like, how did that come to manifest, and what's going on with that?
So ironically, the dude that I was dating at the time, he started reading real heavy, and he started reading about like Egypt, ancient Egypt, Black history, whatever book that
Egypt, yes, I
can
love
kind of
Egypt.
guide you.
Right.
So we started reading together. He started telling me about just kind of like the history of ancient Egypt, before the war and all that kind of stuff. So one day I was just sitting and I was like, oh, I'm gonna start a clothing line, but I gotta figure out what I want to name it because I want it to be something dope. I want it to be, and this is no shade to anybody. I just don't want it to be what every other female was doing. So I was like, okay, I gotta come up with something.
Perfect.
So then I'm sitting and we're reading, and I'm watching different movies and reading things, and then it just came to me like Kemet Clothing, and so it's pronounced Kemet. Trademark issues, all that kind of stuff. Ancient Egypt is actually pronounced Kemet. However, apparently you can't just start naming stuff after countries and stuff like that.
Right.
So I was able to call it Kemet Clothing as long as I changed the pronunciation of it. So
trademark stuff, right?
Yeah, trademark stuff, weird paperwork.
Okay. So I didn't say it wrong. I said it right.
Yeah,
I said
you said it correctly as far as the name. It's just that, but the ancient Egypt, before it was Egypt, it was Kemet, not Kemet.
Gotcha.
But like I said, trademark stuff, paperwork, all that stuff that was above me prior to me knowing. So, so that started, and I was trying to figure out, I guess, who to cater to or what I wanted to sell. And I had to kind of go back to who I am. And who I am is I'm going to throw in a hoodie and some sweats if I can get away with it 95% of the time. So I was like, okay, well, let's just start with that. And then I got into working out real heavy. And, females were like, well, when are you going to get some stuff for us? And so then the athletic wear came in, then the T-shirts, the shorts. It kind of just built itself up naturally. I just refused to buy other people's stuff. So whatever I wore for like the first 2 years was my brand. And then once, of course, I'm posting and promoting, then that kind of encouraged the different, I guess, collections that I was offering for a while.
Right.
And that's the short version of the story. Outside of the fact, I launched January 2020, and the pandemic happened
like the next
March
month
of 20.
Right,
like
2 months after that.
Everything was shut the hell down. So that was a learning experience. But going through that actually had me learn the e-commerce, the back end of a lot of stuff, and figuring out another way to get items to me, because once everything shut down, people weren't shipping. And then I figured out, of course, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And then that's where the consulting business came in, and how to effectively still put out merchandise without digging yourself in a deep, deep hole, because those holes are hard to come from. And if you don't have big investors, if you ain't got, 500 in savings account, it would have stopped. It would have stopped. So I had to figure out a way to keep producing. So we are here now, almost 3 years later.
Definitely.
I like that. I like when she said, "I'm not keep wearing other people's stuff." Like I used to think about, like, when I would go places, I'm like, man, what am I gonna wear? This is when I was selling my Now Views T-shirt. They had my nice little saying on the back: "Stay faithful, stay focused." And it was like, oh, duh, wear my own shit. Like it went from what am I gonna wear to I'm wearing my own shit.
Yep, and that's where it went.
Yeah,
that's like literally I threw everything away that wasn't mine in my closet. And if you saw me, I don't care where it was at, even if I had to throw on heels with it, you was going to see my brand on something that I had on. So because it was just, I'm old school, so you promote that way. I get social media and all that stuff is great, but when you're out in the public, people say, hey, where you get that from? That's an automatic sell for me. So because they're gonna want to know where I got it from.
Definitely.
And I live in Atlanta, so
Atlanta's popping. That's what's up. Yeah. Atlanta's popping. So, quick question, because I don't want to go too fast. Kemet, is that an Egyptian god? Like, what's the story on
Kemet? Kemet is actually, so the short version of it, the condensed version of it is...
Teach him.
Hey, that's what we're here, figuring shit out. That's what we're doing.
What is now known as Egypt, the country, it was previously Kemet. So once they went to war and the Europeans came, this is just my opinion, take it for what it is. Some people love it, some people don't. My opinions are... What happened is once the Europeans won the war, they took over what was considered ancient Egypt. So all of the philosophies, the calendars, the zodiac signs, the way we tell time, the way our life is now was established in Kemet, which is known as the Black Land, which means, like I said, my opinion, that everything was Black owned, Black women, Black kings, Black queens, Black soil, the ideals that we have today. I mean, I'm telling you, from the civilization period that the Europeans created came from Kemet.
Or that they acquired.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. So remember I told you a couple weeks ago we were talking about the 42 laws of Mayat.
Yeah.
And how the Bible got from that. That's where the 42 laws of Mayat came from.
Yep.
So here we are.
I mean, it could be. It's such an in-depth conversation, and we're talking from the Bibles, the cross. You can compare everything that we had in Europe, or everything that y'all have, not me. Everything that y'all have in European, as far as European civilization. Civilization is based off of something from Kemet. I mean, we're talking the crosses, like the Ankhs compared to the crosses, just everything.
All the the copying and the repeat and all that. Yeah,
and it's not the repeat. It's literally them just taking it and say that we created this, and that's depending on what book you read and what version you read and who you talk to. They everybody it just makes you. For me, it was just like it makes you wonder all the stuff that you've been taught. You know what I'm saying?
This is perfect because we talk about this shit all the time. This is gonna be a deep conversation.
I got books for days in here, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We only 8 minutes in.
Like, is that really what happened? And versus us not really knowing what happened. And the ultimate goal for me was to create something just to open up a dialect to say, hey, what's that and what's that mean? Oh, well, go check out this book or read this book or. They say if you want to hide something from a Black person, put it in a book.
Yeah, get them.
So
don't get King started.
She talking my language.
For me, that's the big thing. And I got my kids involved. And they did their own research and they got their own conclusions, and that that's the goal. That's the goal.
That's deep. Dang, how do you follow up after that?
It's deeper than hoodies and joggers.
For sure. So, shit. So okay, you're working on new stuff. You're gonna get the site back up. When is I guess the timeline or schedule to get that back up?
So like I said, it's a one-man show. I have trust issues. It's a thing.
I feel
but and it's just the loading the website and taking off all the spring stuff or fall stuff. It's just tedious work, and I have to have it look a certain way. So hopefully by the end of next week I'll be completed, so I'll be able to launch the spring collection by June 15th. So that way, everything is in hand. I can ship out quickly because that's my goal. I just hate ordering from people and it's like, oh, you're gonna get your stuff in like 6 weeks. So that like trying to get everything in a place where everything runs efficiently.
Nice.
Okay. So let me ask you about starting the clothing line. Like, so how did you go about getting your logo? right? And what kind of, and how'd you go about getting your actual products, like
vendors?
Vendors and stuff like that.
So this is something that I'm also going to be offering. I have the consulting company that I'm working to build. It's called Charming Creole Consulting. And I've helped people since 2020 in regards to getting their clothing, getting their items, because everybody talks about the vendors or Alibaba or whomever.
Right.
However, they're great if you have $50,000 that you can just put into it.
Right.
I'm not even going to say that they're not, because I worked with a vendor for my fall shoot and it was amazing. But I mean, because I was able to create everything from scratch. However, that was because I had the backup funds to do so. In the beginning, I didn't. And actually, when I first launched, I launched January 10th. I lost my job January 18th. So the money that I was going, I'm going to put this aside and put into my business, I couldn't. And a lot of people honestly sleep on Amazon and sleep on eBay. So what happens is, and this is, like I said, this is something that I've told a lot of people that have asked, like where I got my items and stuff from. What happens is the same vendors on Amazon, the same vendors on eBay, the same vendors in Alibaba, the same vendors that you can find just like that, just selling wholesale products. They're all the same people. Everything comes from the same place, essentially.
Right.
Everything.
China.
Literally. So,
correct statement.
So the benefit of it, and I'm gonna tell you actually what happened one time. I ordered something from Fashion Nova, and when Fashion Nova sent it to me, it came in a Sheena bag, whatever that website is. It came in one of their bags.
Right.
Like they didn't even change the packaging or nothing like that. It came in one of their bags. So I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Right.
So I went on Amazon and I was looking. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like looking for workout gear. I think that's what it was. And I was like, well, let me just order a couple items from Amazon and see what it is. And it came and they were actually pretty decent. So, I imprinted my logo on it, wore it to the gym. A couple people asked me for it.
Nice.
What I realized from that point in time is that on Amazon, there is a link for you to contact the seller, which is the same thing as contacting a vendor.
Right.
So if I contact the seller and say, hey, I want to buy 20 of the smalls in bulk, you'll still get the same discount and it'll just come a lot quicker because it's Amazon and Amazon Prime.
So you're saying you contacted the direct vendor through Amazon and ordered through Amazon?
Yeah, so if you go to Amazon.com, any item that you order, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it says contact seller. And most times when you're ordering outfits or clothing, it'll say, for the ones that want to do it, it'll say if you buy more than 2, you get a certain percentage off of it. So I was just like, well, let me just contact them and see what they say. Right. And they was like, yeah, sure. For 20, we'll take off this amount of money. And they sent it to me. Now I do have to, at that point in time, I was hand printing with the heat press, my logo into these items and all that kind of stuff. Right. But that's how I got through the pandemic. That's how I was able to maintain my merchandise. Because for a while, they wasn't even shipping anything from anywhere. So that's how I was able to maintain the merchandise that I was selling. It was a lot more leg work, but I know what I was sending out. I know that what I was sending out was good quality work because I did it myself.
Nice.
Okay.
And that's the story. And that's what I tell a lot of people. A lot of people that started their clothing line, they're like, how can I order T-shirts in bulk? Go to Amazon and press more than one quantity and get them in bulk. The benefit with Amazon is that if you don't like the material, don't like the fabric, you can send it back. Therefore, you're not losing any money.
And the shipping time is way less than
so I'd rather pay $12.99 a month
Amazon,
and get my stuff in 2 days. And again,
Amazon
if I don't like it,
yeah.
And if I don't like it, if I don't like the fabric or whatever it is, I can send it back. And 9 times out of 10 on Amazon, it's 40 sellers selling the same thing. One of them is going to have what you're looking for, and you just contact them and say, hey, I want to get 50 of these, and they're like, hey, we're making money. We'll send them to you today.
Word.
And it works.
And you said you were heat pressing your own logo on them. So did you find somebody to put the logo on for you, or are you still doing your logos yourself?
So it depends on what it is. When I did my fall line, I actually got a vendor that was in Pakistan. Mind you, I got burnt twice from vendors in Pakistan too.
That'll happen.
So, and you can't call and dispute that with your bank, really. They don't care. So I got burnt twice. And then I got referred to a vendor from somebody else that I know. And he did the like the threading sweatsuits for me. And what's crazy is they didn't sell as well as me heat pressing everything. They did.
Wow.
So I don't know. It didn't give off what it was supposed to give when I did that. And I don't know if it's because me heat pressing, I'm able to take my idea and actually do it immediately and put it out immediately. And I don't know what it is, but me doing that brought a lot more traffic than me waiting on a vendor to send some stuff. Because again, now I'm waiting on them. So I'm promoting these items and promoting all of this stuff. I done paid for a photo shoot and paid for all this crazy stuff, and I'm
Promotion,
still waiting on
marketing.
somebody else to send me stuff. So me heat pressing, I can put something out. I'm not really losing no money. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But if they do, then boom, I can go ahead and get it taken care of.
Nice.
Okay.
That's what's up. So you that's what's up. So what is the response? Like, I've been seeing you on Facebook. I've seen your posts for the past couple of years. You got mad support. You got people sharing. You got people buying. Like, what's the response that you've been getting from your line, putting it out there? Like, how would you gauge the love that you're getting and the response you're getting from your particular line?
So from my line, a lot of people did it initially just off the fact that it was me. Like, I'm a military kid, so I moved a lot of places.
Right.
Part of the reason how I know Frank was military. So,
right. You moved. I remember when you came to Virginia, like, you were just like a new kid in the school.
Out of nowhere.
Right. It was like, I won't say it's the beginning of the school year. It was like the middle of the school year. Like, you just dropped in like, new girl. I'm like, everybody's like, okay, that's what's up. So like, that was because you're military family?
Yeah, so my mom married a guy she's still married to now, that military. So, I mean, from Virginia to Cali and everything in between, I've spent some sort of time between middle school and high school. So the benefit is I just know I genuinely know a lot of people. Like, I have the max of 5,000 followers on Facebook, and I probably know, like, personally 3,000 of them, just because I've moved around so much.
Definitely.
So that was the first thing. So
Cheat
my
code.
my goal after that was getting people that I didn't know, because I'm trying not to cuss. People have put you
that's
just
cool.
because they're you.
You
see what I'm
can
saying?
if you want. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. This is figuring shit out. The podcast is figuring shit out. You could
That's a fact.
So
I try to. I got a dirty mouth.
I'm gonna support you because I like what you're doing, and some people supported me because they knew exactly what it meant and they knew what it stood for.
Right.
It was just big on me marketing to people that I didn't know and finding sales that I didn't know. Like the first sale that I got and I didn't recognize the name, I was so ecstatic about it because that means the marketing paid off. So I got into the Facebook groups, I got into the sponsored ads, I got into people's just DMs randomly, like whatever it took, because you're going to be on social media anyway, right?
Right. That's
you can be
necessity,
on looking, laughing, giggling. Okay, let's make some money while we're doing it. And then that kind of catapulted the referrals, and this is where I got this from and this is where I got that from. And then that's where the magazine articles came in, all kind of stuff just started kind of trickling.
Yeah, I've seen those. The blogs, all that. Yeah.
Was that all organic or you paid for it?
That was, I don't pay for nothing. I'm cheap and I'm broke. I got 3 kids, bro.
hey, me too. Welcome to the club.
So I'm
just chilling with the one right now.
Yeah.
You need to get you some more.
Yeah, I've never paid for a blog. I've never paid for followers. I pay for marketing on my sponsored ads on Instagram. That's what I pay for. But outside of the free advertisement and the free publicity, I've never paid for any of that.
Okay, that's what's up.
How these people find me, I have no idea, but they do.
Marketing must be paying off.
Shares.
Yeah, must be.
Shares. So cool. So what about so let's jump into the e-commerce. So you're obviously to push this line, you have to learn a lot about e-commerce, right? E-commerce industry. You're an e-commerce business coach, right? So are you selling courses yet? Are you?
So outside of me being insecure about it, that's the ultimate goal.
What are you talking about?
Because it's like the people that I follow have these huge platforms, and again, I live in Atlanta, so you run across is she doing everything everybody else is doing?
Atlanta's huge too. It's a huge market down there. Yeah,
it's a huge market, and I know a lot of people that are doing this. So for me, it was me finding, instead of trying to go in somebody else's lane and create something for, I guess, what everybody else is doing, I decided I really had to focus and decide on who I wanted to create the coaching for. And it's for people like me that have 3 kids, that still got to put groceries on the table, that's still working 9 to 5. I can't quit my job,
right?
Because then how am I funding my business? And your credit might not be A1. They ain't gonna give you no money. It sounds very good. Like to hear other people say, "Oh, I got an investor," or the bank gave me $600,000. Who? Because they ain't giving it to me. You know what I'm saying?
They know better to get that than me because I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna make it happen, goddamn.
But
600, goddamn.
Did what I was doing, but so for me, it was important for me to create a lane for people that are like me. For moms and dads, I still got to go up to work, but I have this dream, I have this idea. It's on paper. Everybody is doing it, but I can't afford to do it. So that's why I said the Amazon, I call it a jug because it's probably the smartest thing I've ever thought of. Because I was like, okay, the clothes got to be coming from somewhere.
Right.
That's
Some
ultimately
the fabric, all that.
Yeah,
the stitching.
And it got to the point where, I mean, I'm literally making how-to videos to teach people how to print from their Cricut and heat press their own stuff. And that was fulfilling because now I'm watching your vision come like it's in your hand now. And everybody's like, it's that, but it's so simple. Like to physically do the work is simple as hell. But before I was doing it, it was like y'all was trying to teach me calculus or something. It just went over my head. So for me, to be able to learn how to teach myself how to do it and then teach others how to do it, at least because that way, I guess for people like me that still go to work, that still have to take care of their kids, it's like I have this dream, but I don't have the money to fulfill this dream. So now it's like, how else can I start it? Because getting started is the hardest part.
Oh man, I say that a lot. Getting started is the hardest part to anything you're gonna do. But once you get started, it's like all right, now what?
Stay consistent.
Exactly, and that's how it flowed for me. It was me getting started was the hardest thing to do. So when people come, hey, how did you do this? Or where'd you get your t-shirts from? Or where'd you get that from? If they can see their thought in the heat press and they can see it on the Cricut printing out, it changes the game for people. Like it changes the idea that, I can actually do this shit. I just have to figure out a way to do it for me.
Right.
That's a big deal. I told Flacs this all the time about my mask. When I had the mask from wherever I got them from, I said, man, these are kind of cool. Can I sell them? Will they sell? And I went to my first Halloween event, and a dude bought one for $50. He came back 15 minutes later and said, man, I got 2 other kids. I don't know what I was doing. He bought 2 more masks. I said, oh, shit, I'm in there.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't have known if I didn't start. If I went out there, if I wouldn't, just go try. You feel me? So getting started is...
So that's where, like, my e-commerce, the coaching, and it's not like I've been told I have the gift of gab. I can sell water to a well. It is what it is. So for me, it's like, I can make, if you believe a little bit, you know what I'm saying? If you believe a little bit that you can do what you did or do what you want to do, then I'm gonna make sure that for a fact that you can get it done. Because a lot of times with social media, people are looking at these millionaires and the Bugattis and that's not your lane right now. You got to start here, and that's the reality. You can get there, but you still got to start here because you still got to go clock in the morning. So you got to put more energy out than what they have to put out.
So you said something that you said before. You said that you make videos. Do you have a YouTube where you're coaching or you're doing these how-to videos? No. You have a platform? No. Okay, so you do it like on a person-to-person level.
Yeah, but then I have a business partner that I'm working with on another project, and she was like, if you don't put this together and make this a business, because you can really help people. For real. And I was just like, you my friend, you my homie, you need some help, I got you. But it's really, people make it harder than what it actually is, because I did, and it's really not that difficult.
Always. You should probably think about it. Like how you're talking to us, right? Like if you just put a camera in front of you, go through a session or something, or talk about how you did something or how to do something, and put it online. Just throw it up there, YouTube, whatever, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. Like build a following from there. I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, people would love to just watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we would. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely. I have ideas. We have so many ideas. I have invention ideas. I don't do shit with it, and then I watch someone else a few months later fucking put that shit out, and I'm like, that was my fucking idea. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I've seen that too. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's retarded.
So how do you plan on marketing the consultant business when you get started with it?
Same way I did my clothing business, because it's all I know.
Word of mouth.
I do believe, and because I'm old, like I get social media and that's cool, but I'm 37, so I need to see people and talk to them. And for me, I know I believe in like people getting mentors, and I'm sure I'm going to run across somebody that's going to help me kind of take it to the next level, because even though I'm at a certain level, there's somebody that's higher than me. Right. So the goal is to find authentically, just like my followers, just like myself, find somebody that will mentor me in regards to the consulting business, to make it to promote it on a larger platform. Because again, like I said, as African Americans, Black people, whatever you want to call us, as us, we're capable of so much if we come together. So, but I feel like
unify and thrive.
Yeah,
there you go.
I feel like the paying and I just feel like whatever's meant for me is going to come to me naturally. Now is just where I'm putting in the work to be prepared for whatever comes to me.
The season for planting.
Yeah.
Plant them all. Every seed you got. Plant them.
And that's all I'm gonna do. And I feel like it's gonna manifest and do what it's supposed to do.
So,
sure.
Question: Was there a Can you recall when the time was where in your mind, in your life, you were like, I can't do this 9 to 5 working for someone else shit? Like, was there a catalyst, something in that happened that was like, yo, fuck all this noise. I need to work, I need to do this for myself. I need to be more. Like, was there like, what was your figuring shit out moment where you was like, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to do this shit?
I like that figuring shit out moment.
Yeah, that's
right.
We figuring shit out.
I'm just say, listen, y'all, I figured that shit out a long fucking time ago. Like, you gonna pay me what? And I gotta do what? Like, it just never, I don't know when the moment was. It could have been as me as a kid. It just never made sense to me. Like, how do you at 60, and I love my mom to death. My mom works in like a hospital.
We always talk about older people that us like, yo.
Like, how are you 60 and you asking somebody, can you go somewhere? What the fuck? I'm not gonna be there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just never, me and my mom used to go back and forth because I had my daughter pretty early. So that was one of our main arguments. It's like, you need to go get a job and you need, Mom, I'm not doing it. I got this.
You had your time, dog.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I just never, I can honestly say I've never really understood that concept. Like, I'm gonna come to work and then really kind of when I got into the work field, the older I got and I'm at these jobs and like, I don't politic too well. I'm not kissing nobody's ass. I'm not doing none of that. It's not in me.
Yeah.
So it's like the things that I find that you have to do to increase your pay or increase your job title. It's not doing all that shit.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Then you got to deal with a lot of people's bullshit, a lot of managers. I
don't know how to politic.
Sometimes you have good managers. Sometimes most of the time you have asshole managers that just don't have no people skills, no leadership skills. And it's like, you be like, yo, I could do this 1,000 times better than you.
Exactly.
Why the fuck am I listening to you? But,
And they're more in abundance than the people that actually have common sense. It'd be those people that make people quit. So for me, it's like, I don't know how to politic. I don't know how to smile and pretend that I like you if I don't. Because my face is going to tell you that I don't like you.
Quick question.
So
what's your sign?
A Virgo.
Virgo. Okay. That's
it all makes sense now.
I don't know nothing about those signs, but I say all the time. I was like, man, I always look at my family and my dad. He's literally 30 years older than me, right? And I say, damn, he had the same 25, the same 30, the same amount of time I had. What am I gonna do different?
Yeah.
I mean, and I go to them, I ask them questions. I do the exact opposite of what they tell me to do, or what they say they would do. Why? Because you've had your time, and I've seen what you're thinking would have gotten you. I ain't no damn fan of disrespect. I use some of the stuff they tell me, because when I was younger, he hit me with don't be out here working all hard with your hands, use your head. I use that to the goddamn. I'm a computer nerd now, dog.
Facts.
Just off that saying alone, but a lot of the other stuff, I just look at it and like, I can't fade it. I can't.
Yeah.
I remember for me, it was working at Hardee's, right? I was like 16, 17, high school years. Having motherfuckers come in, new hires, 40, 45, grown-ass men. Grown-ass men. And I'm watching them come in, and I'm over them, in the hierarchy at Hardee's, telling them what to do, training them. And I'm looking at them like, bro, you 40, 45, pushing 50. Why the fuck are you here right now? Mm-hmm. I'm 16, 17. I'm in high school. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be for real. Like, in my life. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you here? Why are you flipping burgers for $7? You know what I mean? So seeing people like that come in, and it's like, I know that wasn't for me. So that was my catalyst. I was like, I'm not gonna be here for the rest of my life. I know I'm not gonna be working fast food. I'm not gonna be working these, dead end jobs. Especially when I'm 40, 45, 30,
I'm
35.
We are blessed. Remember that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I'm going to tell you a story, Frank, that I'm going to tell you, I probably never told nobody this. So listen, I'm just going to tell you what happened. So when I was in Virginia Beach, my first job, we had to get the Suncom phone. So my mom was like, I'll get the phone for you, but you got to pay the little $50 or whatever. So I was like, boom, I'm going to get a job. Right. So I started working at Target in Virginia Beach. Off of Virginia Beach Boulevard.
Put them on blast.
No, and they didn't do anything wrong. They really kind of, but it put something in me at that moment when I'm working in the cash register. You're 16, so you're technically supposed to be in the back. They put me on the register one day because some girl, I don't know, she didn't show up or whatever. So I'm banging them out. And I'm banging these red cards out because every red card you get like a little extra check. So I'm just like, it can't hurt for me to ask you, do you want this card?
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you what happened. So this lady, she purchased a gift card. It was like $100 gift card. For whatever reason, she left the gift card, but she had paid for it.
So it was funded.
So I'm just like, okay, should I bring this back? And I'm 16. I don't know no better. No, I was 15. I don't know no better. So I'm just like, well, this is $100 right here.
She ain't wanted that bad.
So I went to school on Monday, like, yo, I got $100 gift card.
Let's go.
I'll sell it to you for $75. I did that for 2 months. Listen, I was taking gift cards from listen.
Yo, that's the limitations.
Somebody gonna listen to this like, yo, that was where my gift card went.
Minimum wage was like $4.25 or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So it was like, I said, okay, well, I can get the gift card, put $100 up there, sell it at school, Frank, for like $50. I did this for like 2 months and then I got caught. And when I say
never try to sell me a card.
Listen, because you was like the homie. So I was like, if I get in trouble, like I'm thinking, like if I get locked up, I ain't trying to get the homie locked up. So, you know what I'm saying? So, and I did that, and then of course I got fired because I got caught, and I worked at Baker's Crest,
right?
Baker's Crest in Virginia Beach too. And because I was young, they was like, "Well, you're going to clean up after the people. You're going to like bust the tables." Right. So I'm looking like, bitch, what? So I'm cleaning up. It's like, these bitches are nasty. I'm not doing this shit. Like. I was like, y'all gonna have to make me like a hostess or something. Like, let me stand in the front and look cute because I can't clean up after grown ass people. I'm just not doing that. Definitely. And like, that was the moment I realized, like, okay, Sheena, you got to figure out another way. You know what I'm saying? That's legal to get this money because it was just like I couldn't fathom like I'm getting $50 off of a gift card that took no work, no effort, but you want me to go work and get $4.25 an hour, and I'm in school, so I'm only working 4 or 5 hours a day. Right. That was no money.
Right. I remember
now, granted, I'm glad I didn't go to jail and I didn't get locked up. But
that's praise, yeah.
You know, it was that moment I was just like, there got to be an easier way to get this money, and it ain't standing behind this register.
Yeah, I remember my first Hardee's check was like $180. I was like 16, 17. I'm like, yo, this is what I get for 2 fucking weeks of work, and I'm in high school. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got bills, I ain't got a family, I ain't got all those things I got to support. But I was like, I knew that wasn't the way.
I knew 180 for 2 weeks.
180. I got that shit. I was excited, but because it's my first check. But at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck is this, yo? Like, I bust my ass for 80 hours for $180 after tax.
And the amount of work you probably did in that 80 hours, man.
Oh, no, especially in Hardee's.
Listen, so I've learned in my age now just to work smarter. I'm gonna do enough.
Say it again.
To keep my job.
Say it again. Please
work,
say it again.
To work smarter, not harder. I'm gonna do enough to do my job. I'm gonna do enough for you not to fire me. And that's all you're gonna get.
And on that note, look, I think it's about it's music break time.
It is music break time. So we're about 30 minutes in. We're gonna jump to a quick music break.
Who is it?
This is Noah O up in Richmond, Charged Up Entertainment. These dudes are dope. Noah O's been repping Richmond for a long ass time. I met him like 10 years ago or so. This dude's catalog is crazy. We're going to jump into the song. The song is, actually, this just dropped 2 days ago. It's called Blowin' Smoke, featuring Mo. We're going to throw the song on. I'm going to run.
Make sure we can hear it, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got a little technical things we got to get through. But it's about 3 minutes. We're going to jump to the music break. Then we're going to come back with Sheena Lynn. All right, so here we are. Let's do this. As if YouTube want to actually play. There it is.
That logo hard.
Ooh, look. It's a Diamond Dot production.
Ay, I remember back when I was broke. Big homie said apply that pressure cause the real ones never fold. All the niggas on the corner selling dope. They flip that pack and get it back and then they back out on the road. Now young niggas making money on the road. Rocking expensive clothes, fucking the baddest hoes. Is your man's really your man's, Lord knows. These niggas capping for the fame, blowing smoke. Yeah.
I could have been a junkie, a statistic. Another body, detective checking ballistics. Bullshit ain't worth addressing, so I dismiss it. I'm learning lessons, this life is only a visit, so I make the most and take every day as it comes. I'm feeling stressed, so obsessed with chasing these funds. Yeah, I got faith, but I still explain to my sons. This world is cold, that's why daddy taking his gun. I gotta make it home to make it to see you graduating. I change the narrative from hating to congratulations. Envy for what you possess and they get to salivating. Make no mistake what you witness, vision and calculation.
I remember back when I was broke. Big homie said apply that pressure cause the real ones never fold. All the niggas on the corner selling dope. They flip that pack and get it back and then they back out on the road. Now young niggas making money on the road. Rocking expensive clothes, fucking the baddest hoes. Is your man's really your man's, Lord knows. These niggas capping for the fame, blowing smoke.
Yeah. I take the bare necessities and purchase luxuries. I took the flow, gave bro the bed because he covered me. My conscience clean, but well prepared if they should come for me. What's on my side releases steam just like the oven heat. We have the chicken stay different, in the other meat. I hashed the planet with faction rolled in the rubber. worth is much more than what's in the salary. I know my life will be measured by who come after me. I know the devil pulling on me, never cashing me. I worked too hard for my life to end in catastrophe. Had too much help to claim I did it single-handedly. I bring it back, breaking bread with only the family.
I remember back when I was broke. Big homie said apply that pressure, cause the real ones never fold. All the niggas on the corner selling dope. They flip that pack and get it back, and then they back out on the road. Now young niggas making money on the road. Rocking expensive clothes, fucking the baddest hoes. Is your man's really your man's, Lord knows. These niggas capping for the fame, blowing smoke. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, that dude got some heat, bro.
For real, man. That's Noah O and them charged up. They are super dope.
Richmond boys, yeah.
Super dope. Super dope. So we gonna wait. She probably on a bathroom break. So what we got next? What we doing? Conspiracies? We talking conspiracies?
No, we don't want to do it because I'm going straight to the 1942 doctrine.
Let's do that. What's up? I'm down with 1942. We can shoot the shit. This is figuring shit out. You know what I'm saying? We can do whatever.
Yeah, I think I want to get back to the clothing, man. So after you can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So after you get your fall line going on, what's your plans for the clothing line after that? You plan on expanding it to babies and shit, or what?
So I did do some baby stuff, some toddler stuff back in the winter, just because I have kids. So I was like, hey, let me just,
right.
Yeah. So it made sense. It was only right, and I did for my winter and my fall collection. I had kids clothing. So I mean, and that was cool. It wasn't like the best profitable. They didn't make me the most money, but hey, you ain't gonna know unless you try.
Kids need clothes too, yeah.
Yeah. So I have a collection, a big legend collection that I'm dropping. It's still, of course, under the Kemet Clothing brand, but this summer it's Big Legend, and I'll send some stuff over so you guys can see it or whatever. But
I could
so that's gonna be.
I could go to the Instagram, right? You got the.
It's not up there yet because I haven't dropped it yet.
Okay. Word.
But that's what I'm adding to the site right now, the summer site. That's what I'm adding for the summer, and it's basically, just reminding you who you are, where you come from, what you stand for. I tend to market to like college kids that are still in high school. My demographic is big in that, and then my demographic is also big in like the entrepreneur lane. So just trying to find something that was more marketable, something it still wanted it to mean something, but something that was more marketable. And so it kept coming to me that just legendary.
Mm-hmm.
So then the Big Legend came. I created Be Legendary, and that was cool. But then like the Big Legend kept, because that's what I have. I have a homeboy that called me that one day, and I was like, what, that shit right there, that's it right there. Right. and so I was like, I'm gonna try this. So, but my brand, that's kind of what I've been doing. I just kind of been seeing what's working and what's sticking, but just making sure that it also has some meaning and some depth to it, not me just throwing something on a t-shirt because I saw it.
That's what's up. Also, do you only sell online? Like, do you go to vendors events?
I've been to a couple of vendor events, and like I said, just dealing with a lot of personal issues and mental health issues. If you don't deal with that shit, trust me, it gets in the way of you doing what you have to do.
Facts.
And so that was my break from my fall to now. Honestly, my break was really dealing with a lot of stuff head on, because that will really get in the fucking way if you don't. So that was my main objective this year, was to really focus on that and deal with a lot of, demons and stuff head on and whatever. So that way it won't stop me from moving forward. Because like I said, social media have you thinking you ain't doing shit in real life, and that's not the case.
Right.
Let's talk about how you deal with those. Like, so what are some of the ways you kind of like, without going to get too personal with your issues, you know what I mean? But how do you deal with your stuff and run your business and work and take care of your kids and be happy for them? You know what I mean?
Truly, for a long time. Anybody can tell you, I don't give a fuck what happened. I put that shit in my back pocket and was like, I'll deal with it when I have to deal with it, because I didn't have time.
Cross
like
that
I
bridge
was a
when I get
single
to
mom.
it.
Exactly. But in 2017, I lost my grandmother, and for whatever reason, it tapped into my whole mental status. And from 2018, 2019, I wasn't gonna make it. You hear me?
Right.
But it was just like, okay, I'm gonna launch my company. So I launched my company and put all my energy into that.
Right.
However, I wasn't dealing with this. I still didn't deal with it. I just was doing something else that kept me busy.
Was that like as a distraction?
I did that purposely.
To
like
distraction?
literally. And it all kind of comes to when you're trying to find your lane, you're trying to find your passion, you're trying to pursue your goals. You really got to deal with just everything else that's happened to you or happened for you, and take accountability for what you've done. And that's the hardest thing for a lot of people, to take their accountability as far as what they did. Facts. Instead of pointing the finger. And sometimes you gotta sit in your room, you gotta cry it out. Because my mother raised me, don't
that's
cry.
Right.
That shit's toxic. Mom, I gotta cry. I'm gonna get this shit up off me, because you have to.
It's a cleansing, right? It's a cleanse. It's a spiritual cleansing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crucial.
So reading more self-help books. Honestly, what really did it for me was cultivating my circle, like changing the people that I was around. Because I was big on, because again, I'm a military brat. We ain't doing no new friends. The same motherfuckers I rocked with are just gonna say, and sometimes those people ain't good for you. Right. And really just like praying. So, whatever's for me is for me, and let it flow naturally, versus trying to force what's not for you, because you're not getting your blessings because you got people around you that you ain't supposed to have around you.
You're preaching right now.
So it's like that part of it, that was the hardest thing to accept. You know what I'm saying? Making sure your relationships, I can't tell you how important it is to have people around you when you're in this field or in these lanes that buck you up, because you're gonna have days where you won't have no sales, or you won't have
or
the
goals
like
it's
that you're
a waste,
saying.
Or you're wasting your time.
So you gotta have people around you. I don't care how long you've known them. I got people behind me now that I can count on like that. If I call her right now, she coming. And those are the type of people that you need to have around you when you're trying to build something that's different and build something from the ground up, because you're going to question yourself off of GP.
That's definitely important, because your circle, you know what I'm saying, the people around you, they could either take you down with them or they can elevate you.
Exactly. And that's the big thing.
And that crying part, man, I took that one because I cry a lot. But it'd be mainly tears of joy. It'd be mainly tears of joy. I'm a man, so I cry. I think about things as my blessings. I think about what I'm happy for, and just I'll cry. And I got this group on Facebook called Black Men Vent, and I asked the question, do y'all cry? And mom, no, I ain't crying, I ain't doing this. And I'm like, man, go let that shit out, bro. Get that shit up off you. It ain't no good. You a man, dog. Like, and I promise you'll feel better, you'll think better, you'll move better. It's okay to cry. Yeah,
it is. And it's dope that you admit that on this. I cry.
I'll beat a nigga up for real.
When they make fun of you, like, oh, King Arthur said he cried,
and I cry with you afterwards.
No, that's dope. That's dope. I get a little emotional. I got my little things. I'm confident in my masculinity to say that I cry during certain movies. Don't tell nobody. But I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up.
But I mean, that's big. Healing is big. Like really looking at, okay, what's bothering you? What's when certain stuff happens, why does it break you how it breaks you? Like, why do you shut yourself off? And I'm not nobody's victim. I'm not going to play the victim, but I done had a whole lot of fuck shit happen. So for me, it's like, I don't want to be the victim. And I'm always like the strong person that people go to when they have issues. But I'm like, bitch, what about me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So you're giving me all your shit, but I don't have anybody to give mine to, because I always have seen as a strong or nothing really phases her. And it does. I just deal with it differently. But like I said, this past couple of months, really just dealing with who I am. Like, Sheena, you ain't as perfect as you think you are. You do flawed shit, but it's also okay. Well, sometimes you really got to cut these ties with people that are draining you, and be okay with it. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no bad love. It's love. I just can't fuck with you like how I used to fuck with you. Yeah, and that's just looking out for yourself, right? That's just like taking care of yourself. Getting rid of people that and in your circle that ain't good for you, and that's a self-love. That's a self-love, you know what I'm saying, which is important too. A lot of people be like, oh, I can't do that, I'm gonna hurt this person's feelings, or they're gonna get mad at me. But sometimes it's not even about that, you know what I'm saying. It's about self-love. My motto is fuck the people. All 2022,
you gotta put yourself first. You gotta put yourself first.
Yeah.
So something I want to ask you, because you told me to put it on a to-do list, and I did. I think it was yesterday or a couple of days ago, you made a post about a near-life or near-death experience. I didn't know this about you. Would you be open to sharing about your near-death experience?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you put this post out that was like, it was like, yo, I never knew. Like, what's going on? What's that about? So
when I was pregnant with my middle daughter, she's 13 now, but at the time, from the moment that I found out I was pregnant, the pregnancy was hell. Everything was hell. Everything about
was that your first daughter?
No, it was my middle daughter. Hell. My first pregnancy, but you couldn't tell me I wasn't pregnant. Like everything was fine. Everything was fine. But that second one almost took me out. The reason I say that is, I went to the hospital one day, had stupid ass headache. I don't know nothing about nothing. I never had no issues with the first one, so I wasn't thinking nothing
Right.
big. Short version of the story, I end up having eclampsia.
Oh, okay.
So, which is like your high blood pressure. Like, I walked in, I think my blood pressure when I walked in was like 170. No, it was 217 over 176.
Yeah.
So she's like, you're damn near having a stroke.
Yeah.
And I think I was 7 months pregnant. So my baby stopped breathing. So they had to do an emergency C-section. Again, the short version of the story is when they broke my water to do the emergency C-section, I just started bleeding, like bleeding. So then they took me in a room, took her out. She wasn't breathing. And for whatever reason, like my blood wouldn't clot back up. Like, so I was just bleeding.
Flowing. You're right.
Like it was just flowing. And no matter what they did, I kept bleeding. So like them little, tubs you see at the side of the bed, just full of blood. Nothing was happening. Jesus. So they, these are the parts that I remember. My mom has told me some stuff. My sister's told me some stuff. I coded 9 times.
Jesus.
I stopped breathing 9 times. And I remember how it felt like. It's so weird because I remember how it felt like not breathing. It was like I was screaming like I couldn't breathe, and I'm trying to tell them I can't breathe. I guess I don't know what happened.
So you were conscious of it? Yeah.
No, I was out, but I remember in my body trying to tell them I can't breathe.
But you weren't screaming.
But I couldn't scream. I start like my sister told me I coded 9 times between the C-section room and like the trauma unit they had at the hospital, and I just kept bleeding. I was having seizures. I remember whatever reason I remember this. The doctor was just like, we're gonna have to take her to a trauma center. She needs more blood. We don't have blood. I don't know how hospitals don't have blood, but that's another topic. Yeah. That's crazy. So they was like, we don't have enough blood for her. Blah 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 blah. And I remember them saying, okay, we got a helicopter that's gonna transport her. And then the doctor was like, how long is it gonna be? She was like 10 minutes. I remember the doctor saying she doesn't have 10 minutes. And then I remember passing out. And then I woke up and I was in an ambulance and I passed out again, I guess. And then I went to another hospital. And in the hospital, I was in a coma and on a breathing machine maybe for like a week. So where like the blood, like my lungs shut down, all my organs started shutting down. My mom later told me basically they were like, and I had family there. They flew my stepdad and he was in like Germany or something like that, Red Cross flew him in. And apparently all my family was there. This is part of that I don't remember. But my mom did tell me that they came to her and was like, listen, she ain't gonna make it through the night. So you need to get her daughter, which was my oldest daughter now, but they went and got her. And they was like, well, we're going to tell you what's going on with your mom, because that whole time she hadn't known what was happening. And my mom was like, listen, let her daughter go in there. Let her daughter talk to her. If her daughter can't get her to wake up and do better, then y'all can go ahead and take her off the machine, basically. Because I had like a machine breathing for me.
Right.
And like I said, my lungs, everything was shut down. Everything was broke. Everything was done. So my daughter came in there. I don't know what she did. I know my grandmother came in there and prayed for me. And 4 days later, I went home.
She had a praying grandmother. Yeah.
I had a praying grandmother. And my daughter told my mom told me when I first had my daughter, because I had like postpartum real bad. I was, gonna kill myself because life was so awful because I was like 120 pounds or whatever. Stupid shit. But she told me one time, she said, your daughter's going to save your life one day and you're going to need her. Wow. And then that's what happened. And the crazy part about it is my middle daughter, she was in a hospital 3 hours away, and the doctor pulled her out of me. She didn't have a heartbeat. They resuscitated her for 45 minutes. Now, mind you, if you're not breathing, they give you CPR for 3 minutes because your brain eventually dies. He performed CPR on her for 45 minutes. So I asked him why so long, and he was like, because when you left here, you were dead. So one of y'all gonna have to make it. He performed CPR on her for 45 minutes, and she's nowhere near brain dead. AB honor roll, principal's list, violin.
Blessings on blessings on blessings. That's right. That's
so it was. Crazy. I mean, it's rough when I think about it. I think about it every year on her birthday, because it's a form of PTSD. Because unless you've almost died, no, you can't understand how it feels. Like people say you should be grateful, whatever. And it's cool, but like almost died. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you think about all the what ifs, and I know you should be grateful, but again, it's one of those things that, that's not talked about enough. So again, that's part of the healing process of all the stuff that I've healed from.
And how old was your daughter when you?
My oldest daughter was 6.
So she was 6, and wow.
She might have been 5. I think she was 5. It was 2009. Yeah, she was 5.
That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. I didn't know. I mean, what years was this? What year?
This was 2009.
Okay. Wow. Well, dang, that is crazy.
Yeah, 2009. But it's like I went home and I ain't stopped since then. I took it. I mean, I did take it as a blessing, and I remind myself a lot of time. You're already on borrowed time. You've already died. You know what I'm saying? So you're here for a reason.
Right.
9 times. You know what I'm saying? Like a cat. I'm out here.
You get cat left now.
So, you're here for a reason, and it's not just to be, not to, get all spiritual. It's just not to be regular. You're not here to do some basic ass shit. You're here for a reason. So that's what I kind of keep in mind, regardless of the stuff that I'm going through personally. That's what keeps me focused on the business.
That's dope.
That's the truth. You're not here to be regular, and all that mediocre stuff that they box us into, all that stressful stuff that ain't real, all those fake construct that they placed upon us. We got the power to rise above that, because again, God didn't make us to be out here slaving in this
paying bills.
Fuck a bill, pay taxes, dog.
Paying taxes.
I understand paying for the lights. I understand paying for the crib. I don't understand paying taxes.
I don't understand none of that, because it's like, first of all, I ain't even asked to be here. Second of all, it's like, so you want me to go work a job that's not gonna pay me enough to maintain the shit that you're telling me I need to maintain?
And they want 30% of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not us.
I can't build a house, so I'm gonna pay for the house. I can't build this thing. I'm gonna pay for it. But the taxes, I ain't gotta drive. I'm
taxes
staying in the
are the
house.
worst. I just paid like a $600 property tax on my car.
See?
Why?
Exactly. Because it's my car. Like, you not paying on the car. It makes no sense to me.
But the property tax is because I'm driving it on the streets of this city. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
With a pothole
and I'm hitting potholes all the time. Exactly.
But what's crazy for me is, like, I think of stuff like, why I gotta go pay for trash bags? I gotta go pay for something to put trash. Like, why? That minute type of shit is like annoying to me. Why I gotta go pay for toilet tissue that I'm literally going to flush down the toilet?
That's like you're flushing your money. It's the worst. There's so much shit.
But hey,
I never thought about that one.
Like, I think about that kind of small stuff. Why I gotta go?
Why don't they just install bidets in all the toilets? Like, what the fuck?
You probably gonna have to pay for that though. It's probably gonna be a property tax on that shit.
they waste enough water as it is, goddamn.
True.
Yeah.
True. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you're still here. I didn't. So before yesterday or the day before yesterday, I did not know that. I'm glad you're still here. That is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've had when I was 18, I had surgery because I had a tumor in my chest. So they had to take that out so I wouldn't die from breast cancer. So that was a thing. So it just
I'm a cancer survivor. I survived cancer. I had my surgery and chemo in like 2005, 2006. That's behind me.
So it's one of those things. It's one of those. I'm glad that I'm here. It made me pay attention more to the type of healthcare that we have, the type of healthcare that we have,
and to your purpose,
or lack thereof. And it just kind of helps me when I speak to people, or I've booked a couple of like motivational speaking events. Just because I can't tell you nothing that I ain't been through. So it sounds good. That's right. But and it's more relatable when you see somebody that literally comes from where you come from. So I'm very honest and candid with shit that happened to me, because if I can get through it, and I'm not doing different from nobody else. So
definitely.
She kind of struck a nerve when she said, I can't tell you nothing I ain't been through. When people tell me or give me suggestions or advice on stuff, how to run my business, and they ain't did nothing. Just got
I'm telling you, how you gonna give advice about being married and you're divorced 3 times? Like, what advice? You see what I'm saying?
Let's go.
My wife watched Divorce Court, and we know Judge Taylor, we know Maybelline. Then we get to Judge Faith. Judge Faith has been married since 2020, and her husband is on his second marriage. What is she saying? What is she telling people who in divorce court who's been married 12 years with 3 kids? She ain't got no children. Dog.
It just drives me. Or you telling me how to make $1 million, but you ain't made 100,000. So how you gonna teach me how to make more money? I got kicked out of, like, it just.
Matter of fact, are you gonna help me get my million in? That's the thing. They want to give you advice, but they ain't trying to help you do what they suggesting you do. What we doing here, dog? Go find something to do. I'm sorry.
Everybody needs to just make a course, make a course, sell a course on where you are in life.
And
so
that's
that
where
somebody below you would buy into your shit.
And that's exactly where like the coaching and the commerce, and it's only because people like, you should really like put this in an ebook or something like that, because it's good information. And people say all the time, like, you really went to Amazon? Y'all can sleep on Amazon if y'all want to. It made me $64,000 my first year. So do what you want to do with that information. It ain't $1 million, but it was damn sure not the $35,000 I was gonna making my 9 to 5.
Right. Freaking giving all your time away and not being able to request vacation and time off and all that bullshit.
Oh, I'm gonna leave anyway. I don't care. I'm leaving anyway.
That's what's up. So you said, was it the site's coming back June 13th?
June, yeah. So it'll probably be like June 14th because I launched June 15th. So I normally do some sort of like promo sale like the day before.
Dope. I'm gonna definitely be on there. I love sweats. You selling sweats, right? Because
it's summertime. I'm selling the Hoochie Daddy shorts.
Hold up. We not condoning that on the figure shit. I'm getting that out the way, right?
Listen, y'all not up for the Hoochie Daddy shorts?
Come on, dog.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not doing it.
I might buy the support and I'll wear it in the house. I probably won't wear it outside.
Just wear it in the house.
I'm sure my wife would appreciate that.
She was cool up to that point.
I got some t-shirts up there. I'll probably put some hoodies up there because apparently people wear hoodies in the summertime.
That's the worst. Yeah. I can't stand when I see that shit. I'm like, what are you doing out here? Like it was like a few days ago, last week, it was like 95 degrees out here and I seen people with hoodies outside.
Hey,
I'm like, what are you doing?
But if they're going to buy it, I'm going to sell it.
What are you doing?
That's what I do know. Say it again.
If they're going to buy it, I'm going to sell it.
I asked the question all the time. I say, will people buy anything or is people selling anything? What is it?
Both.
People gonna buy anything. So if I see you with it, let me go ahead and find out how I can do this. So I can put this on my website.
The Pet Rock made $1 million. I don't even know how.
Exactly. That's where the Hoochie Daddy shorts come. I live in Atlanta. It's a plethora of Hoochie Daddy shorts running around.
I bet there is.
So listen,
that's definitely
they wearing them. Thing. I'm gonna put it on the site.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sure that's definitely a thing out there.
I mean, it's and I got some regular sets for the more candid men that conservative type that want their shorts to come
more
down to their knees.
What about the New York type, like just wear baggy shit and all that? Like I got some 2XL shirts. Stuff,
a little bit from everybody. I've mastered the getting up to like vendors that sell 4XL because I know some big boys like, okay, well I like this stuff, but you don't got my size.
Right.
So I got a little bit of something for everybody because again I've lived a lot of places, so I try to just tap into all of that.
Dope.
Okay.
That is what's up. That's what's up. So this was fun. Are we gonna jump into conspiracies? Are we gonna talk crazy shit, or we don't keep it business? What's going on, Ken?
I think I got one more. I got one business question for her, man, because you trying to goddamn go down the rabbit hole.
Let's go.
I don't even know if she know about the Moors when they had that damn treaty with them white people back in the day. But
we can jump into it. Hey, let's go. I'm about it. We an hour in. We can keep going. You know what I'm saying?
My question is, how do you go about investing into your business, right? What are some of the ways that you invest into your business?
I take my money and put into it. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
I mean, mainly that. It's a struggle because it's not getting your weave done, not getting your nails done, not doing, things that you're wanting to do or having to work a lot of bit of overtime to sustain that budget. I've worked out the pricing to where like there's a profit. But like I said, my first year I made $64,000. I lost like 46 of that on vendors, bullshit, a whole bunch of stuff that didn't profit me. Yeah, growing pains. That's a nice way to put it. Some bullshit. But however.
Bullshit.
So, I'm actually working with a financial advisor now who's helping me apply for like grants and different things like that. Because the grant funding, the grant money, that shit is crazy. Like it's crazy. So I've also done that. I'm working on my personal credit so I can build my business credit because again, they'll give you $60,000 in business before they give you $5,000 in personal loans. So those are the things that I'm looking into, like the bigger picture, the bigger long haul. Part of the consulting firm, it being such a broad umbrella, is I can put my clothing line underneath that. However, it gives me the ability to apply for like different grants because now I have an umbrella company versus something specific for retail. And there's not a lot of grants for that. However, there are a lot of grants available for small Black business owners and Black women. I mean, anything that you can imagine. So one day, one of these grants gonna hit, I'm gonna be good. Until then, you just apply.
What's the resource to find those? Is there like a website? Because I know there's a lot of grants out there. You just gotta know where to look and just be in the right place at the right time to find those.
It's not even Africa. I think people think about it too hard. If you literally Google grants in your state, it'll have a list of grants in your state that you can apply for. It'll tell you literally this is what this grant is going to require you. I went to Cornell. I did an entrepreneurship program with Cornell. Right. So my benefit is that because I did that program, I get sent grants to apply for. But literally, if you Google grants in the state of Virginia, they're there. Because there's literally government money. There's bank money. There's funding that's there that's
tax
set aside
write-offs for them. Yeah, the tax write-offs.
They have to spend. But of course, if you go to the bank and ask for $50,000, if you don't say it's specifically for my business and I'm trying to apply for a grant, they ain't gonna give it to you.
And how you can pay it back.
Exactly. Right. So grants you don't have to pay back. That's the beauty of grants. Grants you don't have to pay back. So why would they tell you exactly where it's at? But Google will be your best friend because that's how I find 75% of them. Social media, a lot of people, the people that you're following can help too, because they'll tell you, hey, this grant popped up here, or this grant popped up here for this state or whatever. Normally, if I find something that I know can pertain to somebody that I know, I'll send them over the information. Because again, if you want to have something for Black people, put that shit in the book.
Right.
They say two of the biggest industries that go free money, scholarships and grants are billions of dollars every year left on the table. Billions. Your bank people right now, it don't even matter who you bank with. Your bank right now, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Navy Fed, whoever you bank with has money set aside for grants. You can call them and ask them and they'll tell you what the grants are. But if you don't ask, they won't tell you. I'm calling Navy Fed tomorrow.
Well, you definitely Let's fucking go. That's dope.
I'm calling Tuesday.
That's what you have. You need to call them immediately. They have millions and millions of dollars.
I remember when the PPP loans and all that was coming out. Everybody was applying for them shits.
Now everybody going to jail.
The EIDL. I got the EIDL. You know what I'm saying? That was easy money.
Yeah, but the difference between the loans for the PPP loans and then these grants that are out here is grants you don't have to pay back.
Right.
All you have to do is, the reason a lot of people don't like applying for the grants is because their business is not legitimate. You don't want to put in the paperwork. You don't want to trademark your business. You don't want to create shit anyway that shows that you have a legitimate business. So the PPP loans were more beneficial, but grants, I wish somebody would give me $300,000 right now and tell me I ain't got to pay that shit back.
Let's go. Shit, that would be dope.
I know people that 50,000. I know people that's happening for. So it's just about continually doing things the right way, because whatever's for you is gonna be for you.
I'm gonna start looking up grants tomorrow. Shit,
but they're not surprised. They're not easy to get. You got it. It's a lot of paperwork. You gotta have your ducks in a row. But if you do, and if you can get it, they definitely throwing it.
Yeah, throwing it. But once you figure out what works for your business, you just because I got tired and I was just I'm not about to keep doing this shit. But what I did was I pre-recorded my video, because normally they ask your mission statement, your purpose, or why we should pick you. I set up my paperwork where everything is just as soon as I see it and it applies to me, I send it from my phone. It don't take, because once you put that legwork in, it's like anything else. It's like you applying for a personal loan. Somebody gonna say yes. You just got to keep applying until it happens.
And there's even people out here that apply for grants for you, and they just want a piece of the pie when they get back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew mad people helping people with the PPP, but they were taking like 10%, 5% of the PPP. But we're gonna put in your application. They were like, we're gonna put your application in, but you got to give us 5% of your PPP.
But one of my best friends, she's getting these major grants for companies. Like one of her clients started a Boys and Girls Club. She just got a grant for $300,000 for the first year. They're gonna give her this amount of money every year to have her business.
A grant? $300K?
Yes. I've seen this type of shit with my own eyes. That's why I said the money is there.
I can change a lot of lives. I can change a lot of lives. $300K.
All right, so there's my homework, and try to find these shits out there.
And I ain't gonna hold you. It's time consuming. It's annoying, but it's almost addictive. And my friend, she tells me once you get that first one, it's gonna be more addictive, because it's like, okay, I got one.
Take that first sale. Yeah.
But me personally, now I'm just taking my income that I get from my job. I'm gonna do this, and that's why it takes so long sometimes for me to put stuff out, because it's not like I'm sitting on $100,000 and I could just constantly put shit out. So I put it out as I come, and I make sure it's the best quality, because I'm big on quality. I make sure it's the best quality that I can put out now. Right. And that's what I do. It sucks a lot of times, but if you have your dream is bigger than what you got going on right now. So.
And that's what it should be. Your dreams should scare you. If they don't scare you, you're not thinking big enough. Exactly.
Exactly.
That was dope.
So I want to say, leave us some words of wisdom for somebody who want to start a clothing line or even a business in general, right? Give them something inspirational to hold on to.
Inspirational. Cultivating your circle is so fucking important.
Let's go.
That's one of the biggest takeaways that I have for anybody. Anybody asks me, Sheena, was the best thing that you did? Stop fucking with people that didn't fuck with me.
Say it again. And again. Say it again for the people in the back.
Stop fucking with people that don't fuck with you, because you'd be surprised how many people genuinely don't fuck with you. And it's cool. You just got to remove yourself.
Right.
But in addition to the cultivation of your circle and the people that you have around you, all I can say, believe that you dope. Somebody somewhere telling somebody you dope. It is what it is.
Facts.
So you have to stay consistent. You have to stay consistent. Keep your purpose in mind. You know what I'm saying? Keep regardless of what happens in life. If you feel like this is your purpose and this is what you're supposed to do, I don't give a fuck who it is. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it.
That's right.
Facts. That's real.
I ain't got nothing better than that, man.
I've been working on my circle. And it is what it is. I feel good about the people that I'm getting in my circle. So like that's dope. That's dope advice. So
yeah,
I like that.
That's probably one of the biggest things that I've learned since I launched my business, because everybody said they fuck with you until it's time to fuck with you.
Definitely.
Man, that's what's up.
Thank you so much, Sheena. This was a dope show. Thank you so much for dropping through, dropping your knowledge, dropping your info. We are definitely gonna be checking out Kemet Clothing when the site comes back online. Definitely gonna copy me. I might buy them booty shorts. I don't know.
Come on, man, don't do it.
I do. Like I said, I get it, but I wear it around the house. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Frank, we're gonna start this podcast right now.
Strictly for the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wearing it outside. You ain't gotta worry about seeing me in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, outside with them Hoochie Daddy shorts on, y'all.
You ain't never get them with Chinese food. Look.
Y'all funny, but yeah. No.
Now everybody's kind of getting back into the swing of things when it's coming from COVID. I do have hopefully some speaking events in the works. But it just, I had them in 2020 and they all got canceled because of COVID. So just stay focused. Look at my Instagram. 9 times out of 10 to 1 is up there anyway. And that's a better gauge of what I got going on just through Instagram. Just because, like I said, things change so rapidly. It's like, one day you got to do this, the next day it's not available. So hopefully before the summer is, though, I do get my 3 speaking engagements, and that'll be a dope vibe and a dope look too.
And let us know so we can promote them. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming these are going to be in Georgia.
I actually got one in DC, one is in Virginia, one is in Norfolk, and then I got one in New Orleans. So if I definitely make it out to Norfolk, I'm going to let you guys know.
Let me know for sure. I would definitely be in attendance. I'll definitely come through. You know what I'm saying? That'll be dope.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.